A love story I made for my friend's wedding went viral, getting around 500 million views across social media. Agencies charge thousands for films like this. Today, I'm showing you how to make one yourself. Just steal my prompts. Hi, I'm Adil. I generated the whole thing with Claude and Seedance 2.5 in Higgsfield. Today, you're getting the full workflow, how to fix sloppy AI faces, nail the scale, and make the film look real. Script, prompts, and the Claude skill all in the blog post below. Swap in your photos or make it your first paid gig. But first, let's watch the full love story.
Hi. What are you listening to?
It's Orincon.
Oh, I love Orincon.
Oh, really?
I'm Nate.
Isla, nice to meet you. Oh, that's my floor.
Holy shit. Isla, wait!
The first step of every AI video workflow is the assets. The characters, the locations, the props. Let's start from scene 1. So for this, start in Higgsfield Cinema Studio and name the new project Love Story. Set up a folder for every scene with subfolders for each asset before generating a single thing. Trust me, 2 weeks from now, when you're sitting on 400 generations, future you will thank you. So we start with the character sheets. Here's what everyone tries first, and here's why it fails. You take the person's photos, feed them in as references, and generate a character sheet. Let's see what we get. So inside Claude, I'm gonna ask for a character sheet for my 1900s British traveler character. Young guy, early 20s, with a stubble. I'm gonna say use the attached face references. Soft, even lighting, no shadows. Now I'm gonna take this detailed prompt, and inside Cinema Studio, I'll use Seedream because it works best with the faces and textures for the clothing, and generate a couple of options. Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. So the face, it feels a bit off. It looks like a lookalike actor, not the actual guy. The bride would totally notice because she always does. Now, the clothing texture looks realistic, but again, the face is not quite what I want. You might see a weird texture on his face, and we don't want that on our main character. So here's what I'm gonna do instead. It's a pretty simple hack, and honestly it sounds way too dumb to work. I built a hybrid. I kept the costume and the body and the overall silhouette using the Seedream sheet because that part was already perfect. And then I just erased the head on the main panel, and then in the portrait panel, we pasted the actual photo right in. This gets you natural looking faces and consistent outfits every single time. Now for her sheet, same pipeline, second run. Everything runs exactly the same. A quick request to Claude, expanded into a full detailed prompt, generated in Higgsfield, and then her real photo swapped onto the head on the front panel. These exact steps are what keep you from getting that generic sloppy AI look. Same rules, same order. The only thing that changes is the request. Alright, now the locations. About 70% of your final video quality comes from the location. That's what makes or breaks your video. For our first scene, we need the 1900s hardware. And for that, we need to fit 4 key moments: a packed crowd, a shoulder bump, a long sprint, and a leap onto a moving ship. So this is what I asked from Claude, and this is a detailed prompt we have. Now I'm running a few batches in Soul Cinema. Hands down the best model right now for location generation because of the variety it gives you. Since 8 batches only cost 1 credit, I had plenty of options to pick from. With a scene this packed, the first take never survives anyway, so I generated several. Let's see what we've got. So the first one, gorgeous ship, right? But look at the pier. There's no room for a crowd and definitely no room for a run. For the second one, no bridge and no room between the cranes and way too much clutter. The extra birds and junk on the left will just turn into mush during generation. The third one, good layout but wrong lighting. That heavy yellow tint would leak onto every single scene, not our mood. Now this is the one. The long pier gives you plenty of room for a crowd, a crash, and a full sprint. She can get on board and he has a place to run. Best of all, the sides hold all the mess, leaving the middle clean for the action. Okay, location locked. Let's move on to step 3, the scenes. First and foremost, I don't write video prompts by hand. I use a skill I built in Claude. It's packed with directed tricks, breaking down shots, timing, physics, camera angles. Grab the link down below, and all I do is describe the scene like I'm talking to a friend and attach the assets. So for scene 1, the story is 1905, a departure pier, golden haze. They don't know each other yet, and she's late for a ship, and he's the only man walking against the crowd. And they clip shoulders. So I'm gonna go into Claude and explain that same thing in detail. And now I'm taking that detailed prompt, dropping it into Cinema Studio. For the model, I'm gonna go with Seedance 2.5, 30 seconds, 1080p, and let's see the first batches. Okay, here's our first problem. The model totally missed the point of love at first sight. Look at this, it keeps turning a simple bump into a full-on hug. Chest to chest, even kissing in some of the scenes. Pump the brakes here. When frame 1 is already jumping straight to scene 6. 2 quick fixes made the scene work. 1, break down the physical mechanics. Instead of they bump into each other, write the exact motion. Shoulders hit, suitcases swing, momentum carries them half a step past, planted feet turn. When the collision becomes physics, the romance feels natural. 2, every background character is always moving. To fix the NPC crowds staring into the space, force every person to be mid-action in every frame. With all those fixes dialed in, I took it back to Claude and got a fresh prompt. Let's run it again in Seedance 2.5. Yeah, now that's a collision. Shoulders, momentum, the double stop. And here's why Seedance 2.5 really nails it here. It understood every physics detail we wrote, so fewer batches to the result. Okay, this one's locked. Let's move on to scene 2. He's thrown into a gladiator arena against a giant, gets tossed across the sand, grabs his sword, and takes the giant down. He looks up at the queen's box for a reaction, but she just flashes a flirty look and walks away. For the assets, we have Nate, Isla, the giant opponent, and the arena background all organized right inside the canvas. And spoiler alert, I'm about to show you how to beat the biggest bottleneck in AI video right now, sizing. Let's go. So the real characters we cast from the photos, but the giant, we need to invent him, and honestly generating a made-up character like this is the best way to go. It's fast, cheap on resources, and since the model gets to be totally creative, you instantly get a ton of incredible options. So watch how this works. I'm gonna type a short request to Claude, which is gonna turn it into a full detailed prompt. Now I'm gonna take that prompt straight into Soul Cinema to generate the character sheet. Now let's watch what Soul Cinema comes back with. Okay, look at this one. Great body, but the chains look like melted rubber. In this one, the axe turned into some fantasy decoration, way too fancy for an executioner. In this one, yeah, I think this is our guy. The body is huge and soft, exactly how we described it. The hood with a rough stitching really works here. The chains read as real heavy iron, heavy links, actual weight. Okay, locked. Let's save it into elements as giant. And now I'm gonna describe the scene in detail, drop in all the assets, and once Claude hands back the prompt, I go straight into Cinema Studio and run a few batches. Okay, here's the problem that almost broke the whole scene: size inconsistency. We wrote 3 times taller than the hero, and the model just wouldn't hold it. One take, he's a monster. Next take, he's barely a head taller. Every batch, a different giant. So here's how we fix it. I used Claude to convert our character sheet into a structured prompt, keeping the boy's head aligned at the giant's mid-thigh, and then render that height comparison sketch in GPT image. Oh yeah, check this out. A basic pencil sketch, just 2 outlines showing the hero and the giant. Now I'm gonna feed it back as a visual reference and describe the fight to Claude again and get a detailed prompt. Now I'm gonna take that prompt into Cinema Studio, let's run it and see what we get. Oh yeah, this is where Seedance 2.5 really shows off. 2 things I noticed right away. First, it just understands the prompt better. Fewer batches to get what I asked for. On 2.0, this fight would have cost me twice the generations. And second, the physics. Watch his body in the fast movements. The dodges, the tuck and roll after the throw, the sharp cuts sideways, the limbs don't actually morph. Now, the key decision of this scene, I split it in 2. Part 1 is the fight, pure physics, the grab, the throw, the takedown, and part 2 is the acting. Her worrying, her exit, his hope draining. Why split it? Because one prompt can't focus on both. The fight gets softer, the faces get flatter. 2 prompts, full focus on each. Then stitch them in the edit. So here's my request for part 2. And describe the fight to Claude again and get a detailed prompt. Let's run it and see what we get. And here's the finished scene. He hits the wall, falls, and that fall takes us straight into the next scene. Now, they're both robbing a train that's racing toward a sea bridge with a tunnel on the other side. We've already locked the assets for the scene, the workflow is the same, let's focus on the videos. The biggest scene in the film, 16 shots, a western movie, a train robbery on horseback, a shootout, and inside all that chaos, he's still chasing her. I give Claude the beats plus their characters. Him, clumsy and unsure, her, precise, no wasted movements. Got the prompt and ran the batches. Let's watch them. Yeah, you can see the slop right away. So in this one, he's galloping right on the rails. And here, the jump shot is just not something I asked for. The scene is complex, a lot of shots, a lot of tricky actions, and the model keeps losing the logic of what happens where. Then it hit me. We've actually solved this before. Remember the giant's height chart? If a problem is about spatial logic, stop describing it and just draw it. So I sketched the shots by hand. So the first one is the slow-mo jump. The horse stays behind the car, off to the side, and flies in on a diagonal. So here's the process. I'm gonna save each sketch as an element, attach them to the chat, and tell Claude that these are the storyboards for the exact shots. Claude reads the geometry from the drawings, the story from text, and nails the perfect prompt. Now, let's see them side by side. Look at that, one ugly sketch, and the spatial layout finally started to work. The horse stays off the rails in every take, the diagonal jump lands exactly like the sketch. The geometry held. From these batches, we pulled the best pieces into the edit, and the same lesson as the giant. If it's about space, draw it. Okay, here's the full scene. New era, new tactic. We have pirates, he's a captain now, and he's in love with the captain of the enemy ship. The only way to get close to her is to attack her ship. This scene needed more assets than any other. 2 captains, a duelist, the deck, a spyglass, and the whole doors. Plus 1 special asset that solved a unique problem. One more thing about the character sheets before we shoot, I ran the same sheet prompt through 3 different models, Seedream 5 Pro, GPT Image 2, and Nana Banana, and compared. So for him, Seedream 5 Pro, the costume has the most texture and wear, and it stays consistent across all 3 panels. For her, GPT Image 2 has the better curls, full natural, identical from every single angle. The other models couldn't hold them. So here's the takeaway. Every model brings its own strength. Choose the best one for the job. Then the next problem showed up. A pirate battle needs pirates, and my background characters kept generating as random mush. Different faces every shot, sometimes barely human, so I cast them as extras like a real movie would. I lined up 10 different pirates against a gray backdrop and packed them into a single element, the crew. Now, every deck shot pulls from the exact same characters. Assets locked, and now I'm handing Claude part 1 of our scene, and this is the prompt that I got. Let's run a couple of batches and see what we get. I mean, I love how this turned out. I just grabbed the best shots from each render to build the scene. 1 prompt gave me 4 takes and 3 made the cut. I'm gonna be honest with you, the perfect 30-second AI render just doesn't exist. You generate raw footage, then stitch the scenes together in the edit. This scene is split in 2 because the full sequence doesn't fit into 1 generation. Part 2 is short, only 15 seconds, and it's my favorite beat in the whole film, the duel that never happens. Here's the prompt, let's see the results. Again, 4 batches from 1 prompt. I took the battle behind him from this generation, and the whole duel from this one. The acting just better here. Alright, on to the next scene. New setting, Old Italy, night, fireworks, a masked ball across the palace square, both in burgundy and both in masks. This is the closest they've ever been, and neither one knows who the other is. At this point, I genuinely feel like I'm directing a romance drama. Starting with the assets, full carnival gear, masks, and the crowded square, all linked in the post below, and notice the location. This time, I generated it already alive with the people. I did this because a location without the crowd here kept breaking, so I generated a quick test to see if the crowd would hold, and this is what it looks like. There we go, beautiful. The square is alive, the festival feels real, and the prompt stayed clean and simple. This is the whole trick. So assets locked. Now my next prompt, let's generate. Okay, I tested it as a 1 30-second prompt, and honestly it held, but this is the pre-finale. The first time they touch. Acting needs room, and inside one giant prompt, it just doesn't work. So, one more message to Claude. Let's split the scene above into 3 prompts, 15 seconds each. Prompt 1, from the beginning up to the moment he breaks out of the circle of dancing girls. Prompt 2, the hero runs through the crowd, sees the girl across the road. The carriage passes, the hero disappears. She searches for him, turns around, and walks into the thick of the crowd behind her. And prompt 3, the girl walks through people in the foreground, looking around. Now I'm gonna generate each prompt separately. And this is why you split the takes. Just look at their faces. You can actually see them getting lost in the dancers, and you really feel her scanning the crowd. In one long prompt, these beats felt completely rushed. Breaking it up gives it room to breathe, and it's a total game changer. Okay, that was the carnival. Now, the finale. This is present day, the campus elevator, because that's the real story. The real Nate and Isla met in college. And everything you've seen so far, that's what was playing in his head every time he tried to work up the nerve to talk to her. The assets, him as a student with a backpack on one shoulder, her in a beige cardigan, the elevator, and headphones. All, again, in a blog post. But there's one more key asset that you won't ever see on screen. This whole scene lives or dies on sound. And here's how we pulled it off. My friend Nate recorded a quick voice memo humming our main theme. Just that simple do melody. Without it, the model just hallucinates a new melody every take. But with it, the character hits those exact notes on point, and the best part, works with any track. Just drop your favorite song in as a reference and copy the trick. Okay, first let's watch what happens if we don't attach the audio reference.
Oh, really?
My brother's just terrible at singing. Off key, zero rhythm. Now let's try it with the audio. So in Claude, I'm gonna drop in my request, take that new prompt into Seedance, and upload the audio into the prompt here. And let's run a couple batches.
Hi. What are you listening to?
It's Oricon.
Oh, I love Oricon.
Oh, really?
I'm Nate.
Isla, nice to meet you. Oh, that's my floor.
Boom. First take, perfect execution. So audio references aren't a gimmick, they're how you force the model to get the acting right. So that's the whole pipeline. The skill, the script, the prompts, everything I used are linked below, and better yet, we've also created a custom app where all you have to do is upload your photo and the bride's photo, and you get the full, exact same love story built for you. So go try it out, and as always, if you found this video helpful, hit the like button, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.